folks, and welcome from Norway. Back again with the photography challenges together with Paul Yokel and myself. Sorry for the interruption of the weekly uploads. Last week I came back from the Faroe Islands. The week before last week I came back from the Faroe Islands, and while I was at home I was in between things to do and I got a little bit sick and ill, so we decided to skip a week of shooting, and now I am here in Norway. I arrived here yesterday after spending a day in Denmark before that, and it's the beginning of a new trip. I'm going to be in Norway for quite some time, so there will be videos in this series that are being recorded in Norway. And this week we are talking about depth of field and a place like this here overlooking the ocean, with some nice trees and some look-throughs through the trees to the other side of the bay or the fjord are really perfect to show you some photos where I applied depth of field. I'm going to be showing you the difference between basically a shallow depth of field and where everything's in focus, so ranging from f2.8 to f16 or something like that. That's just basically what I'm going to do. Capture a set of photos here, and you will see the difference between depth of field, and later on I will probably think of some other stuff I'm going to talk about in this video. But for now I'm going to enjoy this view first. It was quite a hike to get here. I need to catch my breath for a bit and then I'll start shooting. Time to get set up. This is my drone bag. That can go here. I'm gonna set up my tripod with my Nikon D500 on it, and I'm going to stick my Sigma 70 to 200mm on there. So a nice tailor lens, so I have some range here to capture some shots that are close by but also further away. This lens is really nice. I don't use it enough, but I will use it now. It's a bit big and heavy, but it's really it's an amazing lens for sure. Take this lens off, and what this lens is a f2.8, so you can get this nice blurry background, which is depth of field. And as I told you before, I'm going to show you I think I'm going to do one shot and show you two variations of it, one on f2.8 and one on a higher aperture value. Anything up from f10 I guess is where you close your aperture. You will see the difference that with the one of f2.8 the subject I focus on is in focus, and then the background or the surroundings will be out of focus and get this blurry effect, which is what you want. And then higher up from f10 and higher, everything will become in focus and you kind of lose that sense of depth, and that is depth of field. So here we go. Attach this one to the tripod and look for our first shot. And there's some seagulls on the water here. And I think that's going to be my first example. Okay, so here we are. Quick tip: if you are shooting with any lens on a tripod, always turn off your image stabilization on the lens. When it's on a tripod, the camera and the lens are steady, so there's no shakes, and the OIS or image stabilization in the lens is kind of searching for shake, which isn't there, and it starts using the system and that causes shake. So just turn it off And right now I'm trying to get a frame of some of the birds I talked about that are on the water. And of course, they have all flown away right now, or drifted away. And I can see a couple of them. I think, yeah, I need to be higher. So, need to readjust this frame. As I can hear a school of kids coming by in the distance. They are out on this beautiful morning, which I can't blame them for. It is really nice out here. I will just go and try to get the shot, and I'll show you the result when I have it. So yeah, I just had a really nice drone flight here in the area, out over the water. I think this fjord or this inlet you've seen here is called Sandvik. Not sure. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it and I'll post the name here. But yeah, depth of field. You know, with all of my videos, you've noticed that I don't really give a damn about how things are called or how they should be or what the rules are. I think whenever you pick up a camera and go out to create stuff, it's all about creativity, and of course there's a base set of rules that are always part of what you do, and they can always be applied to your photography. But just by going out and photographing as much as you can and building up experience and trial and error, gets you to a certain style or way that you are able to take photos with a certain depth of field, or create portraits, for example, with a nice bokeh. You just kind of figure out along the way, and I really try to break away from this whole stigma thing of all these things, like, oh, you need a f0.9 lens or f1.4 lens for portraits because that gives you the best depth of field and bokeh. And of course, it's true, but I rather focus on if I was taking a portrait, getting my model or something in a nice place with nice light, on the right time of day and in the right spot. I think that's more interesting than shooting it with this lens or with that lens. And I know with the wedding photographers and portrait photographers, they really swear by those lenses that have that creamy bokeh. And yeah, as I said, it will get them the results they want, and they are awesome. Of course, there's no problem with them, but I don't want to always just worry about the technical aspect. I just want to go out and enjoy. And so I'm not going to explain to you in detail what depth of field is and means. I just know how I use it in my type of shots, and you know, things like in landscape photography, when you're shooting with a wide angle lens, and if you stop it down, so go to f10 or above, pretty much your foreground and your background will be in focus. That's things where depth of field as a landscape photographer comes into play. Stuff I was showing you before, looking through things and having stuff in the foreground and background in focus, blurry backgrounds, all that. I just like to go outside and do it, and I think in so many of my videos so far, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but really that is the answer to everything. Yeah, and then there's another aspect to depth of field that every lens that is a zoom lens has and you can use. It is called zoom. So right now I'm filming this at 16mm, and there's a lot of stuff in frame, and you can see behind these branches that there's the mountain in the background there, but if I zoom in, which I will do in a second, you kind of compress your scene and you create a whole new sense of depth of field without doing anything else but just zooming in. So let's go ahead and zoom into this rocky area there on the other side of the water. And I'm sorry if this looks a bit shaky, but now with zooming in and zooming through this look through here, I'm looking at the same thing but just zoomed in, and this tree now in the foreground creates for such a depth, and it completely changes your photo. So yeah, if you have a standard lens like a zoom lens 18-55, which is often a kit lens, or 17-55, 24-70 on full frames, basically any zoom lens you can try this out with and get completely different results by zooming in and out, and play with your depth of field this way. Yeah, I will keep on walking now and then head back to the car in a bit, and we'll drive out to another spot, probably on the other side of the water here or somewhere else. Today is all about just roaming free and exploring. So the rest of the video is going to be some B-roll shots of the area that I'm in, and some photos that I have shot whilst I'm out. And of course I'll be looking to show you the difference again between the depth of fields like f2.8 and f16 or 18. And I think with that, I thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be doing another video next week here in Norway. I'm going to a different area tomorrow. So today is my only full day here on the coast, and the last day, because tomorrow I'm heading inland, and I will be filming a couple of the videos for this series out there. And I'm really looking forward to see more of Norway. I haven't been here in quite some time. It feels very good to be back. after driving around for a couple of hours along the coastline, I've now ended up in Kragerø or Kragerø. I really don't know how to pronounce this name. But this is where my day ends, and I will end this video with a couple of shots, video shots of this town. I'm on a viewpoint here. It's like a 10-minute walk from the town here behind me, up on a mountain or on a rock, basically. You get a nice view over the village, and just flown my drone here, and yeah, I'll show you the town right now from here with some video shots. And this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. I'll be heading to other parts of Norway after today. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.